Let's start with a bedtime story we were all sold, the cinematic myth of the wolf warrior. We remember the line, the one that launched 1,000 patriotic memes. No matter where you are in the world, the motherland will bring you home. It's a stirring sentiment, perfect for selling movie tickets and fueling a collective fever dream of invincible protection. But lately, that dream has hit a very bloody brick wall in Southeast Asia. Thailand, once the land of cheap street food and easy smiles, has undergone a terrifying rebranding in the public mind. It's no longer a vacation spot. It's a departure lounge for human trafficking. The land of smiles has become the gateway to the land of no return. The irony is so thick you could choke on it. In the theater, we watch special forces fast rope into enemy territory to save a single citizen. In reality, you go for a beach holiday and wake up in a fortified compound in Cambodia, forced to type out "Hello, beautiful" to strangers until your fingers bleed. And what's the response from the heroes? Download an anti-scam app. If the movies were real, the elite units would be leveling those scam parks by Tuesday. In the real world, the distance between a cinematic promise and a diplomatic rescue is an abyss that no one seems particularly interested in crossing. Let's talk about the real heroes of this story, the infrastructure. China possesses arguably the most sophisticated digital panopticon in human history. We have real name registration for everything. You can't buy a SIM card, log onto social media, or probably even use a public toilet without your ID being logged into a database. We are told this total surveillance is the price we pay for absolute safety. Yet, our big three telecom giants, China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom, seem to suffer from a sudden, miraculous bout of technical impotence the moment a scammer picks up the phone. It is a masterpiece of selective blindness. These companies can identify a face in a crowd of 50,000 at a concert. They can track a delivery package across 10 provinces with surgical precision. But identify a virtual number spoofing a local police station? Suddenly, they're as helpless as a toddler with a broken abacus. These aren't high-tech hacks from the future. We're talking about number spoofing tech that has existed since the dial-up era. The paradox is breathtaking. Law-abiding citizens are managed with microscopic scrutiny, while criminal syndicates operate with a VIP pass through the digital gates. When a loophole stays open for a decade, it's no longer a bug. It's a feature. And then comes the ultimate humiliation. For years, we've been told that external Western forces are the root of all our problems. But look at who is actually forcing the hand of our telecom giants. It's not internal accountability. It's not consumer rights. It's the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, FCC. The FCC started leaning on Chinese carriers because these scam calls were annoying Americans. They aren't doing it to save the life savings of a retiree in Beijing. They're doing it because it's a nuisance to their own national security. And suddenly, magically, the technical impossibility of fixing these leaks is starting to look quite possible. It's a bitter pill to swallow. The only reason your phone might stop ringing with scam calls is because the neighbor complained that your house fire was ruining their view. Progress in our society has become a side effect of foreign regulatory pressure. But why is the system so slow to protect the individual? To understand that, you have to look at how we've redefined the word normal. Lately, we've seen the rise of a truly Orwellian term, malicious compensation. This is the crime of a foreign company leaving the market and, God forbid, paying its employees a severance package that actually follows international labor standards. In any sane world, this is called decency. In our twisted discourse, it's a malicious act. Why? Because it makes the local bosses look bad. It disrupts the market. A market built on the benevolent tradition of squeezing workers until there's nothing left. When a society starts to view treating people like humans as a hostile act, is it any wonder that the telecom giants don't care if you get scammed? In a system where the norm is to extract as much value as possible from the individual, protecting that individual's wallet is just a bad business move. So what is the situation in Cambodia and Thailand really telling us? It's telling us that The Wolf Warrior was never meant to be a documentary. It was a distraction. The scams persist because the cost of fixing them, actually regulating the carriers and closing the loopholes, is higher than the acceptable loss of your life savings. The real tragedy isn't that there are pirates in Southeast Asia. There have always been pirates. The tragedy is the blurred vision of the society they target. We've become a place where we cheer for fictional heroes while being fleeced by real-world monopolies. We've become a place where fairness is seen as a threat, and exploitation is seen as a competitive advantage. The next time you get a scam call from a virtual number, don't just blame the guy in the basement in Myanmar. Ask yourself, why is the door still open? And why have we been conditioned to think that keeping it open is just the way things are? There is no heroic theme music to play us out. Just the dial tone of a system that stopped listening a long time ago.